Well, good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friend Chad Pearson, and welcome to the channel. I have 5/10, May 10th of 2026. It's Sunday, another day the Lord has made. Let us be glad in it. Thank you, Lord, for all that you have done. You created us in your image. We are in the kingdom that you desired, and we are grateful. You sent your only begotten Son, grace and mercy. He shed his blood. He died, he rose. He is the great I am. And Lord, you sent your Holy Spirit as promised. It dwells amongst us and it keeps us. And we thank you for that. Now, Lord, as we blaze a trail another day, don't forget, send your angels, because we await that call. Last night, people, I brought to you guys a video in relation to Barack Obama going to see Mark Carney, the Prime Minister over in Canada. The question came up was, is Barack Obama, is he treasonous? Is he in violation of the Logan Act? And I'm like, look, he ain't going to jail. If they do send him to jail, it's going to be just a shame moment. And people, I got up thinking this morning, suppose they do send Barack Obama to jail. Why would they do it? Well, I do believe he's the Antichrist. Trump's already been to jail. So let's just play this game, this silly game, okay? Now, yesterday, this was on, as soon as I opened up my computer, that's what was on the computer. And notice the date. And then today, same thing, no plan, struggling to get up because I had been exhausted. So I got up this morning, got myself together, and look, again, May 10th. God speaks to me in peculiar ways. I've never had that happen before. 2 straight days, 911, open the computer, there it is. I mean, I was fixing breakfast and not even all there. Open the computer, and believe it or not, I was doodling, writing some notes, and the computer face was already open. And as I was doodling, I guess minutes later, I just happened to look up. It is there 9/11. Stay prayerful. Now let's go into this thing about Barack Obama, possibly. Because see, there has been this continuous coverage and one cartoonish episode after another that Barack Obama could go to jail. I'm like, okay, let's play this thing and let's see if it's speaking to us, okay?
What's up, guys? This is not a drill. President Trump just posted a video of Barack Obama getting put on his knees and arrested by the FBI inside of the White House as President Trump looks on, grinning. It's go time. Here we go.
No one, especially the president, is above the law.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one 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 is above the law.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The future of MAGA is here. For Giotto Blow. This is High Bishop President 2020.
You know, I had to give it some thought because Many times the powers give you a hint before they strike. And the reason they would do this, send Obama to jail, because he's a sacrifice. And if I'm right that he's the Antichrist, then he has to play a role of a Jesus. Accused, going to jail. That's why they would do it. Now, Trump, back in the day, he went to jail. Did he not?
Former President Donald Trump is back in Bedminster after getting officially booked in an Atlanta jail. Fox 5's Robert Moses joins us this morning with the details. Good morning, Robert.
Tashani, good morning to you. As part of that booking, former President Donald Trump had his mugshot taken, which he told Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview was, quote, not a comfortable feeling, especially when you've done nothing wrong. We witnessed another historic day and a long line of them. The visual was expected, but still no less jarring to see. The stern mugshot of the 45th President of the United States. Inmate number P01135809 is one Donald John Trump.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice.
Cameras trailed the former president for every step of his journey yesterday, from his departure from Bedminster to Newark Airport, to takeoff, to landing at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, to his arrival at the Fulton County Jail last night just after 7:30. He only spent about 20 minutes at the troubled facility. After he was released on a $200,000 bond, his motorcade returned to the airport where he spoke to reporters.
And we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest.
He put his newly acquired mugshot to use in his first post on X, formerly known as Twitter, since the platform banned his account after the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot.
So there he was, his mugshot. Inmate number P01135809. P is the 16th letter of the alphabet. So I added it across. It came out to 4-3. So I took it as a date back in the day. 4/3/2023. 8/24 is when he was arrested, 2023. The difference is 4/21. So let's look at it. Jail number, right there. And P is the 16th letter of the alphabet. Arrested on August 24th. You subtract the 2. August 3rd, 2024. August 24th, 2023. Well, April 3rd, 2023, August 24th, 2023. The difference is 4/21. What happened on 4/21? That's when Pope Francis died. That's the 111th day of the year. Say it with me. Snake eyes. We back in the garden. Check out the videos I did yesterday. Obama the snake and the White House is the Garden of Eden. It's been pointing at it all this time. Snake eyes. Now, here's the deal. Obama went to Canada yesterday, and he was questioned.
Kind of meeting. Two completely.
This guy explains a thing called the Logan Act, and we'll get into that.
Same kind of meeting. Two completely different reactions. Obama appears at an event abroad. For some people, it becomes treason, a violation, a scandal. But Trump meeting foreign leaders at Mar-a-Lago is seen by others as normal diplomacy, even strategy. Same behavior, same type of actors, completely opposite interpretations. This is not about events anymore. It's about perception. There is a law called the Logan Act. It targets private citizens conducting foreign policy. but in practice it is rarely enforced because enforcement depends on politics. So the same meeting becomes either treason or diplomacy, not because reality changes, but because perception does.
I'm not agreeing with that. If you're a sitting president, you can have meetings. If you're not, you can't compare. I don't even know why people do these kind of videos. Like, we can't use our head. If Obama's doing this, unless he's sent by Trump, what is he doing? So let's get into this Logan Act, how it all went down, the actual definition.
Logan Act, enacted in 1799, bars unauthorized citizens from negotiating with foreign governments. Born from George Logan's unsanctioned talks with France, this law underscores the gravity of preserving official diplomatic channels. Despite its critical role, it has led to only 2 indictments and no convictions. Amended only once in 1994 to tweak penalties, violations can lead to 3 years in prison, reflecting its enduring significance in protecting national interests. The Logan Act, enacted in 1799, bars unauthorized citizens from negotiating with foreign governments.
I'd like to hear from you. Do you think Obama's in violation? Benny last night showed it, as other YouTubers showed it. They questioned it. Here he is with George Soros' son.
Pen, look at this. Soros and Obama visiting Carney. This is bad, very, very, very bad. Here's what the Logan Act says. Obama is violating the Logan Act, the U.S. federal criminal statute that remains on the book. As a private U.S. citizen, former president or not, Obama has no authority to current U.S. executive branch to conduct or influence foreign relations, yet he is in Toronto for a closed-to-media high-level gala hosted by the progressive think tank Canada 2020, where he's delivering as the keynote. Prime Minister Mark Carney, the head of the Canadian government, personally posted a welcome message explicitly thanking Obama for joining us to build with us. This is textbook Logan Act territory. The statute prohibits any unauthorized U.S. citizen from directly or indirectly correspondence, intercourse, and foreign government officer, agent thereof, with the intent to influence that government's measure of conduct and any dispute or controversies in the United States. Carney is a foreign government, no U.S. authorization. Context is U.S.-Canadian disputes, which are.
I think we got a case. And I had to think about it more and more, because the first video I showed you was 6 months ago, when Benny was showing how Trump did that cartoon video of Obama being arrested. And there's a litany of videos that are out there in one form or another question what Obama's doing. So maybe they're building up to something. Now, I want to okay, we played the Logan Act already. The Logan Act was signed into law by President John Adams, January 30th, 1799. Right there. We're gonna break this thing down and go back to another video. January 30th, 1799. August 4th, 1961 is Barack Obama's birthday, literally. The difference is 8479. This is fascinating because Barack Obama was born August 4th and Trump is 79 years old. 8-ball corner pocket, straight up. Think about it. This is when the Logan Act was passed. This is Barack Obama's birthday, literally. $84.79 weeks. Obama was born August 4th. Trump is 79 years old. It could very well happen. January 30th, 79, Logan Act. This is Trump's birthday, June 14th, 1946. 147 years ago on 4/21. There's your 4/21 again. Snake eyes. There it is. You know, look. Now look, what date did Trump go to jail? Trump went to jail on August 24th, 2023. Right here. Now, you know, Obama was in Canada, and that's part of Britain. Britain burned down the White House back in the day. Look at this. On August 24th, 1814. So you mean to tell me that Trump went to jail on August 24th? And historically, the White House got burned down on August 24th? That's what I'm telling you. Are they trying to tell us something?
1814, during the War of 1812, British forces marched straight into Washington, D.C. And what did they do? They torched the White House. President James Madison had already fled. First Lady Dolly Madison saved a portrait of George Washington, but that was all. The British entered, dined on the president's abandoned dinner, and then set the place ablaze. It wasn't just the White House. They burned the Capitol, the Treasury, even the Library of Congress. Why? Retaliation. Just weeks earlier, American troops had burned the Canadian city of York, modern-day Toronto. So the British brought fire right back to America's capital. A freak thunderstorm helped douse the flames, possibly saving more of the city. But the damage? Done.
We're in the ballpark, people. They're trying to tell us something. These numbers don't come together like this. These events don't come together like this. Now, Dr. George Logan, who this bill was named after, George Logan. You see his birthday and death date? September 9th, April 9th. Dr. George Logan. They named this bill, this law after him, the Logan Act. So let's look at it. 4/9/1821, but that's his death date, versus June 14th, 1946, Trump's birthday. The difference is 45 like Trump. And what's 722? Well, what if I told you Abraham Lincoln took his last breath at 7:22 a.m.? Amazing, huh? It's amazing. 45 like Trump, 7:22 a.m. Trump took, and Lincoln took his last breath. Now look at this here. John Adams was the president. He was our second president of the United States. He died on July 4th. He was born on October 30th. John Adams. His birthday is October 30th, 1735, John Adams. June 14th, 1946 is Trump's birthday. 210 years ago, and 722 again. Abraham Lincoln took his last breath, 7:22 a.m. See, they mix these things up. They create stories, and they just throw the puzzle on the ground. They throw the puzzle on the ground, it goes into pieces, and people like me, we put it together and try to make sense out of it. They're telling you. So it's more than just Obama going to jail. There's other layers to this thing, like Trump leaving. He's not going to take a nap. Don't get it twisted. He's just done playing his role. He's leaving the scene. Now the dates that John Adams was president: March 4th, 1797, March 4th, 1801. Here it is here. March 4th, John Adams, the year and date, and here it is here. So let's look at this. March 4th, 1801, John Adams, president. January 20th, 2009, Obama became president. That's 108:47. What is 108? We just celebrated the 108th birthday of JFK on May 19th. Matter of fact, it's coming up again. Isn't that something? We just celebrated the 108th birthday of JFK. And what is 47? Trump's the 47th president. Are they telling us Obama's going to jail? Now, Trump went to jail in relation to the RICO Act. The RICO Act. The RICO Act was passed October 15th, 1970. Watch this. October 15th, 1970. And then the Logan Act is January 30th, 1799. The difference, what I did, I brought the RICO Act. I brought the RICO Act a year apart. I wanted to see how far the RICO Act, how many days the RICO Act was from the Logan Act. See, that says 1798, that's 1799. The dates are the same though, January 30th versus October 15th. The difference is 3:16. John 3:16 talks about sacrifice. That's what I'm saying. If they send Obama to jail, he's playing a Jesus role, sacrifice, John 3:16. Now here's a comment I made last night in relation to, I believe they're setting up, and I didn't put enough emphasis on it last night. I believe that the reason why the 100 and whatever leaders went to Canada for a 2-day conference on infrastructure and economics, they're setting up a global AI system. Remember, January 21st of 2025, the second day that Trump was in office, his new administration, he brought all these millionaires and billionaires together, and they came up with Project Stargate, this infrastructure, they're saying, this infrastructure program to set up AI International. I believe that's what this is about, okay? But what you need to understand is this. Trump, they're trying to say that he's a hero for getting our trade policies under control because it was so lopsided for so many decades. But like I said in last night's video, when you go up on the tariffs on Canada or any country, when you ship those products over here, we got to pay the difference. It's a tax. So the products that we're buying now from Canada are more expensive. Trump's not telling you that. And my question is this. You had Jimmy Carter, you had George Bush, you had Bill Clinton, Obama, and Biden. We skipped through at least 5 presidents, and nobody dealt with this tariff issue. Why now? Because like I said, they built up an infrastructure back in the day to get all these nations and countries set so that in the future, they can then strangle them economically. So through the tariffs, guess who's suffering now? Canada and America. And now you bring in the AI and you bring us in under one umbrella and you control it. That was an Antichrist long-term plan. It's deep, y'all.
In other words, they're controlling it for the time. And so what's happening? I did videos on it months ago, maybe 2. Well, Canada is, they're killing, Trump just killed the economy. Trump literally just killed the economy. Literally. Canadians are furious. And you top that off with the immigration crisis and everything. Look, people, the thing was by design. At the same time, tariff is a tax. So that killed us too. We got to use our head. We got to use our head. Tariff is a tax. Who pays the tax? We do. I don't care what Trump says. I don't care, just because he's a president doesn't mean he's a truth teller when it comes down to economics. If Canada has to pay more, if any country has to pay more, if any business has to pay more to send their goods to America, as it goes through the chain, about the time it gets here, what do you think an American business person is going to do? Because now they have to pay more to get those products from Canada. They're going to charge more for you. You're going to have to pay more for the product. Do you understand? And I've been all over social media tonight, watching these silly commentators not talking about this thing. So Canada's hurting, and we're hurting. And the whole history is that the whole trade system, the structure was set up lopsided in the first place. So now Trump, oh, let me come in and be a hero. Okay. Y'all keep looking at this thing one way and not looking at it. Look, you have to have a relationship with money, people.
I'm Crenshaw Pearson. I pray you got contacts. Let me know in the chat, do you think they're going to send Obama to jail, or are they just playing? Phony baloney.